Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really interesting dinosaur, Analong.
Yeah, it's one that's had a bit of a journey in terms of classification.
Exactly. We're working mainly off the research summaries, kind of piecing together why it's now seen as its own thing and, where it fits in the big sauropod picture.
And the name itself is quite neat, isn't it? Analong.
Oh, yeah. Tell us.
It means Anna Dragon, named after the village, Anna Village, where the fossil was actually found. That's a nice local touch, I think.
That's great. It connects the science right back to the ground, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this main fossil, the holotype, LFGT LCD 9711, it wasn't found yesterday.
No, not at all. Discovered way back in 1995.
But it wasn't called Analong right away. For a while, it was actually lumped in with another dinosaur.
That's right. Back in 2011, it was assigned to Twangisaurus. So for several years, everyone thought it was just another example of that species.
Which happens a lot in paleontology, right?
Yeah.
Reevaluations, new perspectives.
Absolutely. Science is always revisiting things. New data comes up, or someone just takes a fresh look with different questions.
And that seems to be what happened around 2020.
Exactly. Wren and colleagues publish a paper where they really scrutinize this particular fossil against the Twangisaurus holotype.
And they found
Mm.
what? What were the key differences that made them say, hang on, this is something new?
Well, it came down to several consistent differences in the bones themselves, the anatomy.
Like specific shapes or sizes.
Yeah, things like the shape and proportions of certain vertebrae, details in the limb bones. Subtle things to us, maybe, but enough for paleontologists to see a distinct pattern different from Twangisaurus.
Okay, so enough difference to warrant a whole new genus name, Analong.
Precisely. It signaled a separate evolutionary lineage.
And this reclassification wasn't just about giving it a new name. It actually shifted its position in the family tree quite significantly, didn't it?
It really did. Their phylogenetic analysis, that's the study of evolutionary relationships, pointed to Analong being, well, really fundamental.
How so?
It's considered the earliest diverging member of the Mamenchisauridae family.
Wow. Okay, so the Mamenchisaur, those are the ones famous for the super long necks, right?
Yeah.
Like Mamenchisaurus itself.
Exactly. And Analong seems to be right at the base of that specific branch, kind of like the ancestor, or very close to the ancestral form for that whole group.
So it gives us a glimpse of what the very early Mamenchisaurids might have looked like.
Precisely. The paper even laid out a sort of sequence based on their
I
analysis.
think I saw that. It starts with Analong twangiensis at the bottom.
Then you get others branching off, like Omysaurus, Yanmasaurus, Mamenchisaurus youngi.
And Twangisaurus anniensis is further up that branch, too. So Analong is like the great-great-grandparent in this lineage.
That's a good way to put it. It really sets the stage for the later evolution within that family.
And where and when was this early ancestor living?
We're talking Middle Jurassic period.
Uh,
And the fossils come from the Twangi Formation.
which is in Yunnan province, right? Southwest China.
That's the place. So it gives you a specific time and location for the early evolution of this group.
That region seems pretty important for sauropod fossils from that time.
Oh, definitely. Yunnan and Sichuan, that whole area in China, is incredibly rich for Jurassic dinosaurs, especially these long-necked sauropods. It suggests Asia was a key hub for Mamenchisaurid evolution.
So wrapping this up, the story of Analong is really a great example of the scientific process, isn't it?
It absolutely is. You have discovery, initial interpretation, then re-examination leading to a new understanding. What was once thought to be Twangisaurus is now a distinct and very early Mamenchisaurid.
It really sharpens our picture of how that particular family of dinosaurs got started.
Yeah, and it makes you think, doesn't it? If Analong is way down at the base,
Hmm.
what specific features did it have that were maybe, the starting point for those incredibly long necks we see later? What were the initial anatomical quirks that evolution then ran with?
That's a really cool thought. What were those first steps towards extreme neck elongation? And you wonder what else might be waiting in those Twangi Formation rocks.
Exactly. What other clues are out there that could fill in even more details about these amazing creatures? There's always more to find.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.